Unknown network detected.
This was supposed to be a celebration, Agent. This is supposed to be the part where I tell you a little something about Zachary Stovepipe Beattie. But the only thing I feel like mentioning about his profile is that he really liked his explosives. He may have had a strong jawline, but this guy was nothing more than a pawn on Sokolova's chessboard. A pawn she was willing to sacrifice in order to get us out of position. Admittedly, Natalya is a mastermind convinced that the city, the nation, and even the world is hers, and that there's no one that can stop her. And I'm not sure we've done anything to make her doubt our convictions. Sokolova knew we have a penchant for second chances, Captain Lewis being among our most recent examples. She knew if we even got a whiff of Stovepipe turning on her, that we'd chomp at the bit to bring him to our side. She used this whole dirty bomb news from St. Louis as a setup for us, as well as a test of Stovepipe's loyalties. She gave him just enough info to make him suspicious of her actions, to make him think that she had something to do with that incident, to make him think that she might expand that same business to New York. He just couldn't see that Sokolova never intended to hit New York with anything radioactive. And while his pushback against her supposed plans was admirable, especially for someone tagged as just wanting to watch the world burn, he ended up just falling for Sokolova's trust trap, and it cost him. Just like it cost us for the foolish way we followed those rotten breadcrumbs. For some reason, all of us went to Coney Island to check for dirty bombs and to make a marketing pitch to Stovepipe. And while he would have sat through our recruitment spiel quietly, he just wasn't in any position to accept our terms. And then Natalya sprung her trap, forcing you all to fight through dogs, mini tanks, drones, even bigger drones, EMP devices, mortars, turrets. If that wasn't enough, you had to deal with a temperamental fire-breathing pup named Sparkles, all to get to a chopper that was going to take you back home to DC, to a White House that had been overrun, to a bioreactor being airlifted by the BTSU, to a shade network that was shut down by remote countermeasures, to a Razorback getting dumped on our front lawn, and to a new friend who sacrificed himself for a mission he'd only recently bought into. There are some bright spots, at least. Some of our more important pieces are still around. Kelso, Manny, Wally, Agent Sanders, and yes, even Barden Schaefer. I mean, the White House might be in shambles, but at least it wasn't completely lost. And that Razorback does make for a nice lawn ornament. On the Shade Mobile Network should at least hold up at a local level and keep our perimeter defenses up. Man, who am I kidding? We don't know how bad this might be yet. Kelso's going to New York to meet with Roy to see the status of the Shade Network there. And we can only hope that whatever they use to mess with our servers here can't be replicated to touch the global network. Because if they can reach them remotely, then this game is pretty much over. And it's moments like these where we need to take a deep look to evaluate and reevaluate one's own current situation, where we have to question everything to see what kind of foundation it is we're standing on, to see if maybe it's time for a change. Manny, if I'm being honest, Natalya's accurate in her criticism of you. Your decision making as of late is questionable at best. I mean, imagine my sheer disappointment when I find out that Vikram Malik is on good terms with the division. It wasn't enough for you that he set up our agents for an ambush back in Odia? I wonder what con job he laid on you. I was looking forward to him getting his just desserts after Micro peeled back protecting him and left him on his own. But I should have known that rat would find a way to survive. I just didn't think it'd be you that fell for a self-serving, conniving bullcrap. Man, I wish Micro would have just killed him. Manny, you were the one that pretty much greenlit us all on that goose chase after Stovepipe, leaving the White House vulnerable to a Black Tusk attack. Those JTF lives we lost are on you. And then you abandoned your friend to fend for himself to make sure Schaefer was okay? Couldn't you have put somebody else on that duty? and that way maybe Fred would have had someone to watch his back. And now, unfortunately, your pregnant lover, Mari Singh, the aquarium director running our communal fishery, has been taken prisoner by the Black Tusk, captured while on patrol. And guess whose fault it probably was? The weasel you let into the fold, penalty-free, and without telling any of us. I'm sorry she was captured, but your deal with that snake Malik has put you in a compromised position. Throw in Cindy McAllister, our UAV drone operator, getting captured as well, and now we're missing the person that helped us recover Chernenko. I just can't trust you to be in the right mind to make the right choices. Shoot, and it's not even just you. Isaac is a problem. For all his computing power, he provided no insight into what was going on, except to tell us that Stovepipe was dead when we could plainly see who was. How many times has Isaac's code bugged out, glitched, and our gear and weapons suffered as a result? How many times have we had to prolong our missions because he needed patching? Theo Parnell was right about Isaac's vulnerabilities, and he was right about the division's faulty structure. I've grown tired of all the miscalculations and all the missteps from the ones we have to rely on the most.
Warning. Your division affiliation has been disavowed. You are now marked as rogue.
And there you go. Isaac, my decision is a little bit more complex than to get upset over a red watch. Both you and Manny should understand that. Maybe instead of accepting the likes of Vikram Malik with open arms, you should concern yourselves with making sure you do enough to keep the ones you already have. Especially with all the employment opportunities Natalya Sokolova is throwing around. There's the Black Tusk, the real True Sons, and well, others. And recruiters are everywhere. Division leadership has gotten weak, lazy, and predictable. And to paraphrase someone else that wanted to see the world burn, it might be time to introduce a little anarchy, a little chaos to upset the established order of the Strategic Homeland Division. And I'm an agent of chaos.